Hi, it's your YouTube reading grandma, ready for chapter 1. The story behind our story. I've just returned from the fourth quadrant. It is beautiful, Adonai. You really outdid yourself. Ruach was speaking, his voice deep and resounding, and the only way to describe him was strong. He wasn't scary looking, not at all, but everything about him, from his strong jaw on his powerful neck to his huge muscular legs, definitely spoke understated power. Thank you, Ruach. I couldn't have done it without you. Adonai personified beauty, from his flowing hair to his finely chiseled features and physique, to the softest, warmest eyes that felt like radiant energy when they glowed into yours. Your work in the second quadrant is exquisite, absolute perfection, majestic and at the same time soft and inviting. And the beings there are wonderful. They look like angels without wings. Thanks, you were part of it, Ruach smiled as if remembering some blissful time. And speaking of angels, I've just spent some time with Lucifer, said Ruach, turning to Eloah. He is stunning. You really set the standard of perfection with him. Not only is he the most beautiful creature, positively radiant, but he is so gracious and smart, too. Have you heard him sing yet? Joined Adonai. I listened to him lead the choir yesterday. When he sings, it's as if the sound goes into you, fills your receptors, and you feel his joy, as though the feeling is part of the hearing. Eloah smiled. He is magnificent, but you both helped. The third king was an incredible-looking character who appeared old and yet young, firm and decided, and yet wonderfully soft and welcoming. Abba, an affectionate title meaning Papa or Daddy, was what all of creation called him. His form was the oldest. The other two occasionally transformed to meet a need that arose, and somehow this name just fit his shining white hair and beard. He was dignified, and yet whimsical and full of humor. Listen, he said eagerly. I've been thinking. We've made so many worlds by speaking them into existence, and they are all wonderful. The beings are all so happy, just as we thought. It's a joy to watch them with each other. Each world I visit is pure delight. Everything seems to be sweet and safe. Have you heard anything anywhere that would indicate anything else? Nothing, said one, and the other shook his head. When Abba mused, they were engaged, not wanting to miss a word. Anticipation was palpable. You could feel it. His thoughts were always creative. I've been mulling over the idea of making beings that can procreate. Looks of surprise were exchanged by the other two, but Abba continued, I don't think we are ready for this yet. We need to let life and love settle in for a while. Make sure that everyone is as content and happy as we've planned. We should discuss it, though, because it will take some planning. As you know, we will be challenged at some point. Freedom is like that. I would like to have the inhabitants of all the worlds settled into who we are, really knowing and trusting us, understanding good and evil theoretically before the challenge comes. And therefore, I think they should be established in love, trusting and understanding us before we introduce a new order with new ability. But I'm so excited about it. I want to share it with you. We can discuss all the pros and cons, and I can't wait to hear what you think. The more I think about it, the more I think it would be a credible demonstration of the power of love. And since we are always looking for new ways to help our creation understand love, it would be educational, something they could experience vicariously through somebody else. The exhibit for the universe. Set up tours for the rest of them. His excitement grew as he talked, igniting the passion of the other two. That would be amazing, said Adonai, obviously imagining it. Radically amazing, reiterated Ruach. Do you mean we would share our creation power with them? Exactly, responded Abba. How? Rang the golden and bass tones of the other two. It would need to come from a very specific process, Abba explained. I've been thinking we could make them male and female, two parts of us. The stronger, less emotional traits in the male, the softer, more emotional traits in the female. We could split the life force inside of them and put half in him and half in her, and then create an attraction for the other that would rise out of love. Through choice, it would turn into a committed love, creating a special loyalty, linking and keeping them together. Then in the consummation of that love, they could create beings in their image, children. We make two beings, they make the rest and populate their world. So by thinking and talking and describing their love, their children would come into being as when we create? Asked one of the others. No, I was thinking of something more graphic, a physical demonstration of love from the very beginning. We can invite all the worlds to watch. Instead of us speaking the first two into existence, we will speak their world, and then we'll mold them from its earth and kiss them alive, breathing energy into them. Impressive, said Adonai. Great idea, said Ruach. It gets better, said Abba, his eyes twinkling. We could make him with a part that fits her part and deposits his life force in a joyous coming together. His force moves to join with her life force in a room that expands inside her and houses this new little life that will be totally helpless and dependent upon them for everything when it is, shall we say, born. It won't be able to think or take care of itself in the beginning. It will develop and grow from their love and learn by watching them and listening to them. After we have brought them together, we will explain how we have made them. What do you think? This is so you, Ruach's deep chuckle accompanied his thought. It's an amazing thing for us to share our creative power, creating them dependent and needing to grow and learn instead of self-sufficient like we've made all the others. This will absolutely show the unselfishness of love to everyone. Yes, this is your best idea yet. Let's do it, said Adonai. I can hardly wait to see this. It will be the clearest demonstration of how love works. All the others have only had to maintain love relationships. These will have to nurture relationships, loving the little ones, teaching them both boundaries and inclusion until they can learn to choose. What an idea! What an innovative idea! How soon do you think we can start? I thought an age or two of experiencing bliss should secure our present children, shouldn't it? Fill their receptors with enough love experience to make them safe against any kind of jealousy or rivalry. Abba's conjecture suddenly made the three exuberates grow serious. After a pause, Adonai spoke. Yes, we will have to delay until they have experienced so much love that special gifts to others won't lead them to question our love. Perhaps in an age we can review their readiness. I agree, said Ruach. We can think of ways to bolster them and their confidence in our love. while we wait and plan. Abba finalized, so let it be done. We can plan this new world, and while we do it, we can be planning new and better ways of demonstrating our love to them. And so the gods went off to their various tasks, but with such enthusiasm that some noticed. When questioned, they simply replied that they'd just been planning a new world with the other two. The beings were used to such news and excited to hear of a new world. That's chapter 1. Join me next time for chapter 2, the sharingness of God.